It's time for today's face-off on Fox Soul. Challengers Quan LX and Big Angry Adams ready to go blow by blow on those hot topics. Face-off on Fox Soul starts right now.
This was a shocking moment caught on camera. Video obtained by our NBC affiliate KRIV shows David Maturi trimming a tree outside his Minneapolis home Wednesday when, according to court documents, a bullet was fired from his neighbor's upstairs window.
The bullet went down through my neck and then all the way back to my spine.
Maturi told NBC affiliate KRIV he's also recovering from broken ribs and a concussion. Adding, the last 11 months since he and his wife moved in, they've been living a nightmare next door to John Shawshack. Court documents show the victim called police 19 times prior to the shooting for incidents including harassment, hate speech, and verbal threats. It also says Shawshack suffers from mental illness. Shawshack has been charged with attempted murder, but he is not in jail. Police allowing him to stay in his home because they say he's a threat to himself and others.
The likelihood of an armed, violent confrontation where we may have to use deadly force with the suspect in this case is high.
That excuse sparking community outrage.
We have to take violent criminals off the street. So I'm not a police officer. I don't know how that gets done, but I know it needs to get done.
Police say Shawshack rarely leaves his home, and the department has not set an arrest date.
We are not going to bust the door down, guns blazing, and get into a deadly force situation, but we will ensure the community will be safe.
In this round, here's Quan LX.
Charles, that had to be one of the most insulting, disrespectful, pathetic press conferences that a police chief could ever give about a wanted criminal who has a warrant out for his arrest for attempted murder. You mean to tell me that this officer is saying the reason why they won't go arrest this crazy white man who quote unquote suffers from mental illness is because the potential for violence may be high, because he's known to be armed and he's known to quote unquote use violence? So you're going to leave him in that house to perhaps shoot another innocent citizen? When 19 calls for assistance in the past has been made against this man's hate speech, intimidation, and harassment, so he's free to stay in that house and shoot somebody else, are we supposed to believe, Charles, as black people in Minnesota, that a black man could do this to a white man under the same circumstances and the SWAT team not be knocking down his front door?
Well, I think there are some questions. Now, what the chief, I believe it was the chief, what he was saying was they're not going to go in there into the property and get in a shootout, right? Now, if it's my understanding that they were waiting him out, right? Now, if they've set up a perimeter and they're not allowing any food, if they've cut off the electricity, if they've cut off the water, and they are merely waiting for the suspect to come out so they can capture him peacefully. Law enforcement has done that for all races of people throughout America for a while now. The goal is to
one lone gunman.
Well, if he's shooting people out of windows
for one lone gunman.
Look, if the thing is we're gonna create a perimeter to protect the neighborhood, and we're going to wait until he gets out. They have
never done that in the black community.
That's not true.
Where?
That's not true.
Where?
It is actually a common practice. It's a common police
black
practice.
Folk will tell you they know damn common practice to leave a man inside of a home who has warrants out for his arrest, and he's allowed to stay in that house because they're afraid it may be a shootout.
Let me tell you something.
That ain't never happened.
If law enforcement just got the warrant and did nothing about it, they just let him go on living his life. No, if they did that,
that's what they've done.
But what's my understanding, what they did was they set up outside of it, waiting for him to come out, and then facilitated the arrest.
Tomorrow,
I think that's good policing.
Well, on tomorrow,
we don't need a shootout.
We in the
and I don't
Black
care
Panther
what the skin
Nation,
color of the person is.
Well, on tomorrow, Mr. Crazy Racist White Man, we will be in front of his house for a press conference.
Okay.
We're going to help that dirty devil come on outside. And let me say, if he's watching, feel free to shoot when we get out there. I guarantee you we'll be there tomorrow to assist you and raise our voices and our constitutional right to demand this man's arrest. But if you feel the need, sir, to shoot again, shoot this time.
Okay, I don't think we should be encouraging any violence.
I didn't encourage violence. I just said he can shoot this time if he wants to shoot again.
Davis Muturi most certainly needs his justice. This crazy person should be locked away either in a prison
we're going to help
or
the
an
police
asylum
make
or
that
both
happen.
for the rest of his damn life.
If he's so mentally ill,
if you're shooting
let's see
a guy,
tomorrow.
A family man who's just sitting there, he was just trimming a tree up, right? And I mean, it's abhorrent.
And shot the man in the neck.
It is. I can't believe he didn't die.
But guess what, though?
Man, if you look at the
He's
trajectory of
real
that bullet,
tough shooting an unarmed brother.
But I don't think.
How about you shoot them brothers you see tomorrow?
But I think this is about a crazy person with a gun, not a crazy white man with a gun.
Well, no, he's a racist.
And I don't think
he made many racist comments and statements and harassment.
Right, but
and so guess what? We got some crazy black brothers that's going to be out there tomorrow in front of your house. Let's see you pull that trigger tomorrow.
Look, if they can successfully arrest this Sawcheck moron, monster, criminal, then it makes sense.
Well,
right?
we in the new Black Panther Nation and Lions of Judea will try to help them do that on tomorrow in Minnesota.
Do you think that serves, I mean, other than getting press attention and some coverage, which is good for them?
Oh, no, baby. Because if he shoot tomorrow, we shooting back.
Okay. Well,
if he shoot tomorrow, we going to light that damn place all the way up.
Let's hope by the time this airs that he has been successfully placed into custody.
We hope so.
That there has been
a citizen's arrest might be made.
Okay, but let's hope it's not the case. Let's hope let's hope law enforcement does their job.
If the cops are too afraid to deal with it, why not get some help?
But see, that's the great fallacy. Is I don't think the cops are afraid to deal with it. I think the cops have set up a perimeter and they're trying to avoid an exchange of gunfire bullets.
They're going to wait him out.
Yeah.
Really?
But law enforcement has been doing that over the last 10, 15 years.
Not in the black community.
That's not true.
That's a damn lie.
Go home safely.
Not in the black community.
And waiting out the violent criminals is incredibly common. And in fact, it should be more common, not less common.
Since he's so trigger happy, tomorrow there'll be an audience for you to shoot at. All the Negroes you want gone will be there tomorrow.
But why would we want to visit violence on anyone, right?
What do you mean?
Let's get this guy arrested.
How is self-defense violence? How is self-defense violence?
No, I'm talking about him directing violence at your colleagues and friends.
Oh, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Okay, but you don't know that, right?
What do you mean we don't know that?
If there's a guy perched up with a rifle shooting people.
No, these are going to be some skilled brothers coming tomorrow. These are going to be some very well-trained brothers coming tomorrow. Trust me, I don't lead the brothers who be shooting sideways. Okay. No, we don't do that, baby. Okay, these are well-trained men.
I'm glad we don't have New Jack City style shooting going on.
You got some Black SEAL Team 6 going on.
But here's the reality, is you immediately attack law enforcement. That if
they're cowards.
If they've set a perimeter and they're waiting him out, that is appropriate law enforcement.
Stop it, Charles.
That is trying to minimize the death and the cost of the loss of human life.
I have watched them take bulldozers to black folks' houses who got warrants for their arrest.
And they have done it to white folks' houses too.
But they don't wait us out in the hood like that.
We want an evolving law enforcement paradigm that is making communities safer.
Mr. Racist White Man, see you tomorrow.
But the real problem is that Muturi has been suffering from Sawcheck for months, and if they would have done something earlier, if they'd have stepped in earlier, that's the real complaint.
Well, we just found out about it. We're going to help out.
We need police to start damn policing again, not waiting for someone to get shot.
We're coming to help.
Really just should have paid for all of our food.
For one, I'm not paying for everybody's food. It's your birthday, cool, but I'm not doing that. It's 18.
Why don't you gotta pay for all y'all food though?
You brought 18 friends. I'm finna leave you. You staying here with them or you coming with me? Are you?
Whoa, bro!
Hey, like you really just should have paid for all of our food.
In this round, here's Charles Big Angry Adams.
All right, Quadell, I had to hear your thoughts on this viral TikTok video. A young lady and a young man in a squabbles because for her birthday party, she showed up with 18 of her friends. That was the number that he gave. And he was like, look, I'm not paying for all your friends. I'm paying for your dinner. I'm paying for my dinner, but I'm not. And she refers to him as a broke, pejorative word.
Broken word.
Right. And suggests that he's the bad guy because he won't pay for everyone's meal. Now, if this was a party that he invited everyone to and was hosting, You know, there are some times that the host pays for everything, but typically at a restaurant, people are paying for themselves. But most certainly, if you got ambushed with your 18 friends, or by your girlfriend with her 18 friends, I ain't got no problem with him not paying it.
Well,
but,
first of all,
I wanted to hear your thoughts, kind sir.
Let me pull off my glasses for this one. Listen, sweetheart, if it's your birthday and your man is taking you out for your birthday and you invite 18 of your friends to come and order whatever they want off the menu, it was her duty as his girlfriend to protect her boyfriend and say to her friends, listen, ladies, make sure y'all order from the appetizer side of the menu. But if you so decide, your 18 friends, to start ordering from the butt naked side of the menu, well then make sure after he paid for all those 18 dinners, y'all take him back to the house and show him a hell of a party. Because let me explain something to you.
So they're prostitutes now?
Excuse me?
I mean, you're saying if they got
if a man takes,
if they got a,
if
I
you
don't
invite
know.
yourself,
I didn't know we was living in a world where I could buy an entree for a lady and get an orgy.
Charles, if 18 women invite themselves to eat off of your wallet and order whatever the hell they want, order from the wallet. Okay, baby, you want lobster? Go right ahead. You and your 18 friends want steak? Go right ahead. But guess what? When it's over with, we going back and y'all gonna feed me steak and potatoes and lobster too, baby.
Okay, but I don't think buying a woman dinner means she owes
well, pay for your own meal.
Sex.
Well, then pay for your own meal.
Well, but maybe it's different with
obviously,
younger generation.
she did not clear that with her boyfriend before she invited him.
Okay, but maybe
that's her mistake.
Maybe that's her birthday.
That's her mistake.
Maybe she saw that as her birthday present.
Excuse me. Any woman with any self-respect and common decency would say to her boyfriend, look, can I invite some friends?
But let's talk about your man. Hold on, let's talk about your man.
How many can I invite? And will you pay for them?
So if you take a woman out and she just gets an appetizer, it's okay.
Absolutely.
But if she gets an entree,
get you a salad, honey, a Caesar salad.
An entree,
with a drink.
It's your position she owes you sex?
Hold on, let me say something to
you. No, I want to hear it.
Now, if we go out to dinner,
right,
and she's ordering salad and a little finger food, of course, sweetheart, go right ahead. But if you sit there saying, waiter, bring me your finest bottle of wine. Oh, and yes, I want lobster and steak, and give me some of that honey salmon too. Oh, and I want that nice dessert that you got. We got to understand.
Okay,
right?
first
Let me finish.
What kind of big girl you dating? Is she getting 3 entrees?
Excuse me, guess what?
Lobster, steak, and salmon.
Can I finish?
I mean, that's a
Charles,
a lot of food.
Look here, baby. If you're going to order.
You can't be taking the hungry out and not expecting them to eat.
Charles, let me tell you something. I understand that. But if she orders steak and lobster and desserts and fine wine, I'm eating too.
But why is that the social
I'm
contract?
Eating too. I got a big appetite. I got a big appetite.
What if it's the first date and you're trying to impress her?
Mm-hmm.
If she orders all that, she got to go home and knock the boots?
Excuse me, if I order all that on the first date, we going to impress each other that night.
Okay, but how about...
That night we going to impress each other.
It could just be a nice date.
Say what? It's going to be real nice.
Okay, but why would a woman owe you if you volunteer to pay for it?
Excuse me.
Okay.
Do I owe her steak and lobster and the best wine in the restaurant?
Well, you don't owe it for her, but at the beginning of a relationship...
That's the sacrifice that I made. And guess what? I expect for you to give me some of them potatoes and dressing and some of that nice steak and filet mignon. I'm talking about that pig fish.
So what you're saying, Quanell, is that if we ever go to dinner, I should not let you pick up the check.
I ain't going to eat with you. Tell them what to eat with you for.
So is it only with women? So how would you feel if a relative of yours went out on a date and she had someone buy him stuff like that?
Let me be honest with you.
She owes some of that leg?
I have daughters.
Okay, I didn't mention your daughter.
Finish.
I didn't want to be rude.
I have daughters.
Okay.
And as God is
my witness. But let's say cousins.
Let me finish. It's God, and I have a niece.
Okay.
Monique, I love her to death. But I have told my niece and my daughters since they were little girls growing up, if a man takes you out to dinner, pay for your own food.
Well, I've said the same thing to my
And I have told my daughters, if a man takes you out to dinner, if a man takes you out to dinner, whatever you do not order from the butt naked side of the menu. Because if you go that side of the menu, he's expecting something.
Especially with inflation, right? Because it's got out of control.
I agree with you.
Where does the butt naked side of the menu start?
Because of inflation. I'm about to go away from steak and just go from grilled chicken meals,
So you're going to be meal prepping?
Cajun,
you're going to be at Costco and then meal prepping?
It's inflation.
Okay, but how about you I know you make good money.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, so why we got to be at Costco meal prepping? How do you know he don't make good money? You assuming he don't make money because he's black, young black man? He could be a doctor. He could be a lawyer. Why are you making racial assumptions?
My brother, you send them gold-digging women home and tell them to pay for their own damn meal because she was wrong to invite 18 of her friends to eat out of his wallet. That's wrong as hell.
I think this lady was just having a party. She most certainly should have cleared it with him.
See, that's where you're not disagreeing.
I think you are making assumptions.
No, that's where you're wrong. You're a sexist.
How am I sexist?
Because she wanted to enjoy the party, right?
Okay. She thought he was throwing her a party.
And guess
how
what?
About this?
Wait a minute.
How about?
It's my turn.
How about, no, hold on real quick.
She was supposed to throw him a party after that meal.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Throw me a big one, baby. All 18 of y'all throw a big one.
Let's say that they go out, he pays for all the friends, right?
Well, he going to have a good night.
Okay. Is it just that she owes him an extra special night, or do her and her friends owe him an extra special night?
Have you been smoking crack?
No, I've never tried crack.
You didn't hear what I just been saying?
Okay, I'm saying, he gets to sleep with all 19 of them?
I didn't say
harem style?
You say harem style?
Because that sounds like a way to get a disease, right?
They have magnums.
That don't sound.
You haven't seen the new magnums?
That doesn't sound good for the
lamb skin.
Relationship.
How about that sheepskin?
Okay.
Well, anyway, listen, brother. Explain you and your queen, you and your woman. Don't put financial responsibilities on me that we didn't agree to.
Okay, but what's the responsibility? Why?
She should have asked him, was it okay?
Sex?
She should have asked him, was it okay?
Okay, but you still haven't answered my question. Is it just her that owes him a special night, or is it the whole group?
Oh, the whole group ordered from the bus. If the whole group ordered from the butt nigga side of the menu on their own? On their own? Oh, no.
So what does a man owe a woman if a woman pays for him and all his friends? We got all these low-down,
first of all, should no woman be buying a bunch of men meals anyway?
Okay, but what's the deal if she does?
Well, then you know what? That's your choice because no real man gonna let you pay for his meal.
Oh, come on.
No real man gonna pay for his meal.
In today's face-off, up.
Cast his ballot and is accused of repeatedly punching a Bexar County elections clerk. The sheriff's office says that it's because that man was asked to take off his MAGA hat.
Yeah, that clerk doing what they're supposed to do. A 63-year-old man, Jesse Lutzenberger, faces a felony assault charge. As our Daniela Ibarra explains, that charge could change them.
Voting is a constitutional right. Sylvia Hernandez says it gives people power.
Their vote is their voice.
She spent the week campaigning outside the Johnston Library on the southwest side. On Thursday night, she saw an ambulance pull up, but didn't know why.
This is a press conference that I was hoping we would not have to have.
Bexar County Elections Administrator Jackie Callanan says paramedics checked on an election clerk in his 60s. An incident report says 63-year-old Jesse Lutzenberger punched him. The report says Lutzenberger wore a red MAGA hat inside. Sheriff Javier Salazar says poll workers...
You know, Quanell, this was an absolute insane story. Here in Texas, you're not allowed to wear campaign paraphernalia inside the actual polling station, like when you go in and poll. It's not a violation of the First Amendment. It falls under the penumbra of just you can't campaign while people are actually in the booth
casting
voting.
Their ballot, right.
And it's very common for poll workers to ask people to take off MAGA hats or Waltz Harris hats.
Even the poll workers have to remove their clothing if they go in to vote.
Right. So this man, Jesse Lutzenberger, he was 63. He punched a 69-year-old man. He had asked him to take off his Trump hat. He took it off, but he put it back on. He asked him again, and he attacked him. The Democrat district attorney has said that he's going to pursue this very vigorously. I think Mr. Lutzenberger is going to see some real consequence. But I think this is a reflection of how angry people are. And this guy, Lutzenberger, clearly the F up. But
so
why can't we just not be so angry about it? Why can't we just vote and discuss politics?
So you got two old men fighting each other to polls.
Well, you got one much younger. I mean, there's a big difference in 63 and 69.
No, it's not.
It's 6 years,
63
but it's 6 important years.
At that age, that's not a big difference, brother. Yeah. You got two old men. You got two granddaddies, grandpas, fighting at the election polls.
Well, no, the other one wasn't fighting. He just got assaulted.
How do we know? How do we know the other man's side of the story? We haven't heard from him yet.
Okay, so you're taking the MAGA hat guy's side.
Hell no, I'm not
Despite
doing
all
that.
the witnesses.
What I'm saying to you is it possibly could be that there was a mutual combat situation going on here.
But the witnesses seem to all support the fact that he got asked to take the hat off, agitated about it, promptly put it right back on, got it asked again, and
he was only doing his job. He's only doing his job.
I mean, it's a guy just.
You got to remove it.
He's either volunteering at the polls or he's getting paid to work the polls. But either way, he's serving an important American service, right? Because poll workers are necessary to protect the integrity of our elections. And this Lutzenberger cat just beat him up, and he needs it. It's not funny. It's horrible.
You got two old granddaddies fighting at the election polls.
But
both of them probably come from retirement home to go vote.
At 63, you're in much better shape than you're 69. You really start to ramp up the aging in the later part of the 60s.
How old are you?
Okay, I'm 52.
Well, thank you. Quit talking like you got experience.
Well, you don't know older people?
I do.
You didn't fall apart in your 40s?
And I know some older folks who are really vibrant and alive.
Okay, but still, not fading punches from goofuses mad about being asked to take off a red MAGA
The guy should have
hat.
removed this hat, yes, of course.
But you're making light of that guy that should have removed his hat.
What I'm saying is that
assaulting a
the
poll
worker
worker.
was
It's not funny. This guy's a
poll worker
screw-up.
was doing his job, but I'm gonna tell you something. I've met some very disrespectful poll workers in my lifetime also.
Okay, but there's no evidence. No one's suggesting that this guy was disrespectful.
And some very aggressive poll workers.
Is it the fact that you voted for Trump and that you support Trump?
I didn't say that.
Is that the only reason you're supporting this Lutzenberger guy?
Why don't you white folk quit lying on black people?
Okay, I'll tell the truth.
I didn't tell you that.
Look at that audience.
Let me say
Tell them who you voted for.
Tell
them who you voted for.
I would never vote for anyone, especially a man that wants to put tampons in the boys' bathroom. Hell no.
Well, that's not Trump. So what are you saying? You're saying you voted for Trump?
He wouldn't either.
You're saying you voted for Trump and you're on this idiot's side.
I voted.
So on this side, Lutzenberger's the F up on the J. On that side, he's a hero. He's a hero.
Third-party candidate.
Come on.
That's it for the Face Off on Fox Soul. We'll catch you next time.